Hey there, CJ Math students. So I'm going to help you out with homework 6.2 tonight. Remember, there's such thing as both a rewrite flip, and a negative flip. So we need to make sure that sometimes we might have to flip the inequality twice. So I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So for number one, it's all nothing but division. So solve the inequality and graph its solution. So first of all, do I need to rewrite? No. So I just go ahead and divide, and since I'm not dividing by a negative, my answer can be negative, but I'm not dividing by a negative. I don't have to flip my inequality sign. So I'm looking for a closed graph pointed left at -2. So that's open, that's wrong. This is closed at -128, so that's wrong. This is closed at -2 pointed left, so that's right. And this was closed pointed right. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of focus on in your brain, but if you can write this stuff down, you should be good to go. All right. So number 3, you need to like put big alert signs and you say, I need to rewrite this. Right? I need to rewrite it because this is on the right-hand side of the equation. So I'll solve it first. And so I get 3 is less than b, which really is the same thing as saying that b is, read it backwards, b is greater than 3, greater than 3. Okay, so what does that mean? I need an open circle pointed to the right, numbers bigger than 3, that's why we point to the right, at 3. Okay, so this is at 3, it's open, it's pointing to the right. A is my answer. That was at 3 but pointing to the left. This was at -8 and pointing to the left. This is at -8 and it was closed even though it shouldn't be closed, and also pointing the wrong way. So much wrong with that last one. All right. So this one, look at this again. You need a rewrite, right? Flip. So solve it by dividing by 11. That gives you, not because your answer is negative do you flip the sign, right? Only if I divide by negative. So I'm not going to double flip in this one. So this becomes, read this backwards, x greater than -3. So x greater than -3. So oops, x greater than -3 means I need an open circle at pointed right, or numbers bigger than -3 at -3. So there's at -3 pointed right. Again, A is my answer. This was closed pointed right. That's wrong. Also, it should have been pointed left according to that. This is open at 3 but pointed to the left. So numbers less than 3, which is wrong. This is open at 3 and pointing to the right, but it's at 3 when I want it to be at -3. Okay, so you got to look at this stuff super carefully. Here is the tricky one. I need a rewrite. I'm actually going to write this in red since it's so important. I need a rewrite and a negative flip. So because I write this like this, a rewrite and negative flip, I know my inequality sign will stay exactly the same. So you can just lock this bad boy in exactly like that. So I'm going to divide by -3. I'm going to get -12 is greater than, notice how I haven't flipped my sign, n, right? Now I'm going to rewrite it, but I'm also not going to flip the sign because if I were to flip the sign, then it would be like undoing the flip that I didn't do here, right? So confusing, I know. Just listen to me. So n greater than -12. If I really wanted to walk it out, first I see a negative, I could have flipped it. So 36 less than -3n. And then I divide by -3, I divide by -3. I get -12 less than n, right? And then I do a rewrite flip and I get n greater than -12. So I could do all this flipping back and forth, right? It started at 36 greater than -3n, so I flipped here to here, and then I flipped here to here, right? 2 flips because of the rewrite and the negative. Or I could just lock it in and say, okay, I need a rewrite flip and a negative flip, so it's going to flip backwards, back again, and it's going to just stay the same, and notice it just stays the same, right? So instead of going back and forth, you can just have it stay the same. So I need an open circle pointed right at -12. So open at -12, that's this one down here. That was closed at -12, that was the wrong number altogether, and that was pointed the wrong way. All right, I'm going to let you guys do the rest of these here on the front. They're kind of tricky, right? Here you're going to need a negative flip, right? So you will have to flip the inequality sign once. Here you'll need a negative flip, so you'll have to flip the inequality once. Here you'll need both a rewrite and a negative, so you're going to basically just lock that guy in, and call me if you have questions. Okay. On the back side, it's the same thing, but we're going with multiplication. So here I don't need any rewrite flip. I just times 9 times 9. So P is less than 45. So what's that? Open everything less than 45. So to the left of 45 at 45. So here's 45 to the left. A is my answer, right? That's the wrong number. This is closed and at the wrong number. This is closed at the wrong number, right? Here I need a rewrite flip, right? Because the variable is on the right hand side. Whenever the variable is on the right hand side, I need to rewrite. So I times 2 times 2. 18 is less than or equal to x, right? And now if I rewrite it, just read it backwards. X is greater than or equal to 18. So x greater than or equal to 18. Notice how the sign just flips, right? So I need closed, right, and at 18. So here's closed right at 18, B. This is pointed the wrong way. This is the same inequality, right, but the wrong graph. So all that's wrong, right? It doesn't look like you'll be multiplying by any negatives on the back here, so you won't have any negative flips. Again, it's not if your answer is negative. It's only if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative that you need to flip it. So it looks like you only have some more rewrite flips. I'm going to pause and let you do the rest. Call me if you have questions.